Hey guys, my name is Sherry and I am an expat that's currently living in Egypt, Hurghada, Egypt to be exact, and I want to teach you guys how to move abroad. So stay with me while I'll take down my hair. I'm gonna redo it here. That's a whole story in itself. But the first thing is I want to let you guys know that I have visited over 12 or 13, maybe even 14 countries solo. I get mixed up because some of those countries, it wasn't like really solo. I met up with some people there. But I visited well over 12 countries solo by myself. I planned my travels and everything from the beginning to the end, to where I'm going to stay, to what I'm going to eat, to the tours that I'm going to do. No man with me, no woman with me. Oops, sorry about that. And so I want to teach you guys the ins and outs about moving abroad, traveling solo. So this video is going to be all about that. Brace yourself, because it is going to be one of my lengthier videos that I'm going to have. Also, to just let you know, this is my second country that I have lived in abroad. Mexico was my first time living abroad, and I was living in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. And I believe I should actually start with that story, because I think that story will give you a great deal of information of how I even got introduced to this life, because no one I knew ever personally knew in my personal life have ever lived abroad, and that I knew of. So outside of, like, you know, the military and army and stuff like that. So all right, so during the pandemic, as you guys know, the entire world was shut down. And as I know it, the entire world was shut down. So what I did was I was living with a roommate and her family, and I didn't know what COVID was. I just knew if I got sick, like, who's gonna take care of me, you know? Like, who's going to bring me food, you know? Like, I can't be living in this house and get sick. Even though, like, now that I look back on it, you know, she was a nice friend. She probably would have helped. They would have helped me, but it was just like, it was weird, and I didn't want to deal with it. So what I did was, I was working for Spirit Airlines at the time. So I just booked an Airbnb for like 1 month. And first I searched, right? I saw what 1 month prices were for Airbnbs, and then I booked it for 1 month. And I looked up Cancun, because Cancun in Mexico was all that I knew. I had visited Cancun before. And this city, Playa del Carmen, popped up, and it just so happened to be next to Cancun. I knew nothing about Playa del Carmen. I heard nothing about Playa del Carmen. So I was like, okay, it's not that far. Playa del Carmen isn't that far from Cancun. So, you know, that's fine. I don't mind going to Playa del Carmen. And it was cheaper at that place, and I liked that this place had a little jacuzzi, like, on the patio. So I fell in love with the place. Now, once I got there, I had planned, you know, because in the States, the whole pandemic, you know, everything was shut down. So I had planned to stay by myself, you know, stay to myself, maybe every once in a while go someplace to eat. But my plan, 3 to 6 months, I'm just gonna stay in the house, go to the beach whenever I want to, and that was gonna be it. Well, I went out to eat one day, and I found this lady. She was sitting by herself. I was sitting by herself. She was a black lady, and she told me about this Facebook group. She said, it's a lot of black people that live here. Like, you should connect with them. And I was like, ooh, okay, let me see what that's about. Crazy thing is, I was fasting social media at the time, so I wasn't even on social media, but I stopped that and I joined the group. It was a Facebook group, and I joined it, and they were having some type of meet and greet or meet up or something like that. So I met for the first time. And if anybody knows my personality, like, I don't meet strangers. I'm off top. Like, I know what that means, but I don't know how other people meet people, why it's different the way that I meet people. Anyways, I don't meet strangers. Like, we're instant friends if I know you. Like, if I can get to know you, if you let me in, you're gonna feel like I'm your long lost friend. So I immediately hit it off with this group of people and immediately got involved. Because the way my personality is, like, it's just automatically, let me lead some stuff, let me get involved, let me do whatever I can. And we were a growing community. So one day the guys, and I'm going to show this picture because it's so beautiful. The guys were trying to get, like, the guys were having their basketball meetup. But the way that they were trying to market to us, which they didn't use the word market. They were just trying to get people in our group, black people that were living there, to come out to this basketball court. So I went, right? I went to the basketball court, but not a lot of people went. So the next time they were doing, I think they were doing it every week. I can't remember what day it was. It was like a Tuesday or Thursday. Well, I marketed it for them. They didn't use those words, but that's what it basically was. I was like, hey, you guys, the guys are going out to play basketball, but there's so much more to do than playing basketball. They have like the Latina Zumba going on. I didn't know what it was called, but that's what it felt like to me. And then you can walk around a track, like it's a track field out there, football field, like there's kids that can be playing, so you can bring your kids out, you can get some exercise, you don't have to watch the guys play basketball, just come out and be part of the community with us. When I show y'all this picture from the people that came out versus like the first time, you guys, we were so deep. And so then I knew that I needed to use my voice to help grow this community because we had such a healthy thing here, you guys. And so I started to plan brunches. I started to plan, and other people started to plan them too, brunch meetups. I started to plan karaoke nights. And one guy, his name is Rashid, he actually still lives there. Like, it's his home because he has a kid there. And he started to do also like day parties and night parties and game nights. The game nights were a hit for our community, and he eventually started to call that the 𝐒𝐤𝐤𝐞, which is a whole brand now. You can follow him on Instagram. I believe he has a Facebook page too, the 𝐒𝐤𝐤𝐞, spelled just like that. It may be 𝐒𝐤𝐤𝐞 PDC, or 𝐒𝐤𝐤𝐞 Playa. But yeah, so that was the start of my first living abroad. So imagine, like, I found this black community by accident, and I grow in this community, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is life living abroad? Okay, so I lived there. My first apartment clearly was that Airbnb, and I was outside of like the main city area in Playa del Carmen. So how the cities go, like there's parallel cities that are parallel to the beach, and I was like 20 streets back, so I was like not near the beach at all. So I started to do some research, and I found this information for this apartment, and it was $500, all bills included, with Wi-Fi and everything, fully furnished. All I had to do was like buy sheets and stuff. And mind you, at this time I'm working for Spirit Airlines, and so internet's well out there. I don't have to worry about that. I just need to make sure that I'm making enough money to pay this $500 per rent. Mind you, at the time I was only making $14 per hour. $500 per rent is easy when you're making $14 per hour. I was able to do that and still, you know, have fun and do all the activities I wanted to do. So I signed the lease on that apartment. All I needed to do to sign that lease was show my passport and show that I had the money. I think I had to pay first month's rent and a security deposit, which was same amount as the rent. I think it was. Mind you guys, this was in 2020, so I can't like really remember like certain details because I wasn't like a vlogger then, so I didn't vlog anything. I'm vlogging now for that time in the past. So after that, I signed a 6-month lease with that, like real paperwork. And the crazy thing is, I really do think that paperwork was in Spanish. I just signed it. You know, the gist of it. You'll pay your rent on time. Rent is due at this month. You're given a key. You'll give the key back. You'll lock the doors, because we actually had like this metal door that you had to unlock before you even get into the small condo complex. And if you guys want to see my 1-bedroom, I'll upload that video as well. Eventually, I signed a lease with another apartment, and that was $700 per month. And it was more like my my style when it comes to like cuteness, and the rooftop was amazing. I wish I stayed there more, but the guy accused me of having a party, which I only had 2 people over the entire time that I lived there. And because I'm a balloon artist, the cleaning lady saw balloons up top, but then there was some trash up there too. And from somebody else, I remember seeing them eating, and I don't know what happened with the trash. It looks like they just dumped it wherever. So he accused me of having a party, and I was like, I don't even want to stay here no more, so give me my money back. So anyways, I ended up moving out, and then I stayed in a couple of Airbnbs before I moved back to the United States. The reason why I did that is because I loved my balloon business at the time, and I really wanted to grow that balloon business. And it was difficult for me at that time to grow my balloon business there because I wasn't used to outsourcing anything. I was used to doing everything myself. And even outsourcing now is still kind of foreign to me. So I lived in Playa del Carmen, Mexico from I think it was like September 2020 to like July or August 2021, something like that. And so, ooh, it's getting a little nappy. So, okay, so now